Hey, everybody, welcome on back. This is You Gotta Try This, starring me. Actually, not starring me, because I am nothing in the world of social media, right? I have 100,000 followers here, maybe 100,000 over here and all that stuff. And I live in a place called Ridgewood, New Jersey, which is in northern New Jersey. As it turns out, there's a guy, I've been getting sandwiches from this guy from fucking, I would assume about 15 years. And it's Roger the Deli guy. And he's just massive. He's one of those guys that took advantage of social media very early. And with his personality, I say lack of personality sometimes because I like to bust his chops. He built himself this, I don't know, this social media kind of empire. And it helps his business because he owns his own business, the Parkwood Deli. We just did a review of it on our social, so go check it out. But again, my kids have been going there for school lunches. I've been going there for breakfast sandwiches. I've been going. How long have I known you? Honestly, I've never asked you this.
Probably 15, 20 years easy.
It's got to be. Yeah, because Mick now is 21. Yeah. So between 15 and 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've done stuff, like just bullshit stuff at the place. And all of a sudden I reviewed the Wyckoff Deli, which is up in Wyckoff. Very, very nice family that owns it. And Roger hits me. He's like, "Oh, you're in Wyckoff. When are you coming by to do me?" And I said, "You know what? You're absolutely fucking right. I should come by to do you." And then you told me after the fact, it was Heather that grabbed your phone when she seen it. And she was like, "Large, when the hell are you going to get over here?" Because Heather worked at my kid's school. I've known Heather for like 15, 20 years as well.
Yeah, she was the president at Willard School.
At Willard, where all my kids went to Willard School, the best grammar school in Bergen County, depending on what brochure you read. But I loved it. Never had anything but a positive experience. So either way, this is a local legend for me as far as northern New Jersey and a huge, I don't know, player as far as food influencing. And it's Roger the Deli guy from Parkwood Deli. Welcome aboard, Roger. How you been, man?
Awesome, Large. How you doing, man? Nice to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I will tell you, you sometimes put on your professional voice when you're here with me and you're in the thing. You walk into Roger's place and it's the Parkwood Deli because it's essentially on the border of Ridgewood and Midland Park.
Yes, sir.
Right? So that's why it's the Parkwood Deli. And you walk in there and it's totally that, "Hey, how you doing?" Like the whole fucking thing. It's the exact type of neighborhood place that you want. I'm going to say something, and if you take it personally, then just take it personally. I don't care. You need a loudmouth behind the fucking deli. You need someone to be like, "Come on, what do you want?" Like, "Oh, you want something? You want some of that?" Yeah. And you grabbed onto that and you worked it out perfectly. Why are you so big on social media? How the fuck did that happen?
Probably we go back to COVID started, and so my son, Tyler, who just said, "Let's do a video." And I, to be honest with you, Lodge, my best of friends don't believe this, and you probably won't. I can't even email. I don't know nothing about social. I know social media. When I first started, zero. If you told me I'm going to give you $1 million to email me and just say hello, I'm a loser.
Right.
Okay. And now it's a thing where I don't want to do it now. So now people, where the platform has gone, people still are like, "There's no way." Well, it's the truth. And how it got to perform was, "Tell us, let's do a sandwich." I'm like, "What is it about?" He goes, "Oh, just do a sandwich. I'm going to put it on social media." First time we did this basic sandwich, 350,000 hits. So I come home to the dinner. He comes on the island. I'm eating dinner. He goes, come to firm. He goes, "Dad, that's stupid. That's fucking stupid." And I go, "What?" "You had 350,000 hits." I'm like, does nothing for me.
Yeah.
So I'm eating. The next day he comes to the store. And that time he was in college. Come home as your kids do sporadically. So this time he was home for a little bit of time. He comes in 2 days later. He goes, "Dad, you got to do another sandwich." "Dad, leave me alone, man. I don't want to say nothing wrong. I don't want to get myself in trouble. We have a nice little business. We live a nice life. We have a nice little Ridgewood, New Jersey. If we say something wrong." So he goes, "Dad, you got to do another sandwich." I'm like, "All right." So we make another sandwich, go home. He comes running the house. And he just starts reading off comments. And he goes, "Dad, 700,000 hits." He goes, "That is stupid." So I started eating. He looks at me. He goes, "You're not impressed. Dad, this does nothing
means
for you."
Nothing to you.
I go, "Means nothing to me." He goes, "I'm going to give you an example, Dad." He goes, Pizza Love up the fucking street has 10 delivery guys. They have 20 people follow them. In 3 days, we have X amount. So I go, "All right, keep eating." It doesn't mean nothing to me.
Right.
Comes to the store, he goes, "Dad, everybody's asking for a chicken parm." "Ty, how long are we going to do this? Can you just make the chicken parm?" "No, you go to work 4:30 in the morning, Lodge, you put in crazy hours, you get home, your body relaxes, you're on the couch. Here he comes, sits down, and he wants to go. He's jacked up for his new baby." So I'm like, "Ty, chicken parm, no problem. Come to the store tomorrow, make a chicken parm. So we do chicken parm, vodka sauce, broccoli rabe, hence what you had.
Yeah.
Kicked up a little bit notch for you. You like the shaved provolone. Some people in Ridgewood, New Jersey have a heart attack if I give that
yeah, if it
flavor.
smells like provolone, leave it alone, they say.
So for those who don't know, Lard stopped by. We made him a beautiful sandwich. He says, give me some of that shaved Parmesan provolone. If I did that, they'd be like, what's that? But for the most part, it takes it to another level. Comes home that night. He goes, are you fucking kidding me, Dad? I go, what? He goes, 3. He goes, it's 2 million. Goes, takes a shower, comes down. Dad, 2.5. Comes back, 3 million. Comes back. I go, Ty, where we going with this? I don't know, but it's going.
Yeah.
So it goes crazy. Then all of a sudden, people start walking. I don't really realize what's happening until, hey, can I get one of those chicken parma vodka sauce? And then as it kept coming, I'm like, holy shit, this is happening.
Right.
And then we just, from there on, I got to give my son all credit, took a different level.
And so can he do that for me?
He can, man.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't you think it's almost that thing when you got involved was the perfect time. I think the timing of it is such that people now, they still have the opportunity to, you always have the opportunity to get clicks and get followers if you dump them out. You know what I mean? That model will never stop.
Correct.
If you could just take your bra off and dump them out, which we both could do, but we get no followers, that model is always correct. But as far as kind of differentiating with the food game, I think the timing of it, if you get a foothold in a place like COVID, then it can just take it to the next level and you seem like you had done that. One of the things that people had commented when I'd gone into your store for the sandwich is, that I have relationships with Pepsi. And one of the first things that we did is you had behind the counter a Pepsi and it looked so ham-handed. You're like, hey, you know what I mean? And somebody's like, nobody goes into a store and gets handed a Pepsi. And I simply replied to the guy, I do. And the reason is I think that Pepsi makes food taste better. That's my whole thing. We started this relationship with Pepsi because I had casually mentioned it on one of the podcasts. And so they came into us and they're like, we're doing a big push if you guys want to get involved. And I do want to get involved. I think that it was a perfect example, the review that I did at your place, because we started with a breakfast sandwich and then I needed something sweet with it. And then I think the cola portion of this, the cola flavoring, is one of those things that, I don't know, it just sets the table for very, very good food. So I've always been a fan of Pepsi. I appreciate you doing that for the review, because sometimes I have to set it up and stage it myself. So you made it 100% easier. So I'm just going to throw it out here right now at the beginning of it. Good food, like the food that you get at Parkwood Deli, deserves Pepsi. So go out and get yourself a Pepsi zero sugar. They're doing all these taste tests now where Pepsi is absolutely killing it. I saw Stephen Che did one out in the Super Bowl with his new cheetah haircut. So Pepsi's all over the place. And the reason is because it makes flavors pop. Good food deserves Pepsi. I just think things taste better with it. So continue to use it and continue to serve it to me. I appreciate you coming here. Before we get the show started, I got to take a sip now. Hold on. Sometimes when you're talking about something and you want to take a sip, it gets very difficult to talk about something. You just kind of want to get to the sip. Before we get going, I tell you this every week, that liking, subscribing, I mean, you see this too, liking what you put out there versus subscribing and following. I know it can be sometimes a pain in the ass and you don't want to be following too many people or subscribing to too many people, but it helps us immensely. So any kind of 5-star review, follow, and subscriptions help us immensely. And when you do leave a 5-star review on stuff like Apple Podcasts and whatnot, you can leave a question in there. And then Ian and I will try and get to one of the questions every week. Do you have one of the questions ready now?
Yes. And we know that not everyone can get to Apple Podcasts. So you can leave them on YouTube, Spotify. Sure. This one happens to be a comment from YouTube on the Grill Guy episode from America is Bitcoin.
America's Bitcoin. Okay.
Large. I love the show. Just please, 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 one ask. If you have a guest on, especially if they are from the tri-state area, please ask them what their favorite spots are in the area.
I saw that. Did I respond to him? I think I responded done. So that's a good way to start, because I'm a transplant to the Ridgewood, Midland Park area, right? Yep. I'm a Ridgewood guy. I'm a transplant from Brooklyn. And when I came up there, I came from a place where I knew every restaurant in South Brooklyn. I was very comfortable sending people to 10 different restaurants in South Brooklyn, to coming up by us in Bergen County, New Jersey, and I didn't know anything. I fell in love with Arturo's real quickly because I love the family. I love the food. I love everything about it. And I spent so much time in Arturo's before I had to start trying all these different restaurants. So that became like my safe haven. And Arturo's in Midland Park is great. The family is absolutely wonderful. Go there, great chicken parm. And if you get their stuff to go, you'll agree.
Yeah,
Arturo's the greatest, the best to go thing. Yeah. You order chicken parm to go, they give it to you in one of those like catering trays. So only good things to say about Mario and the family. But what do you think then, since I have you here? Is there anything up around us? Because this content tends to get tailored to people who it matters to. So there'll be a lot of people in the Ridgewood area that will see you and I talking. Are there any restaurants up there that I need to try? Is there anything that I'm missing? Because I have like some go-tos and whatnot, but what's a go-to for a guy that knows food? And when he goes out for food, after cooking food all goddamn day, it better be good.
Exactly.
Is there any go-to place for you?
So around our area, that's everybody's first thing to me. Where do you go? Where do you go? Where do you go? I'm
Right.
simple. I'm simple. I'm from North Bergen. Grew up with really nothing, just a hardworking family. Dad worked 3 jobs. Mom worked jobs. I out of school, I worked 2-3 jobs. So I'm simple. So a lot of these questions can hit me. Some of you people might say, wow, that's simple. But simple was me.
Right.
Simple. So when I came to Wyckoff again, and so I'm in Parkwood Deli since 1999. 12 years before that, I owned Boulder Run Deli. And the town was not even close to what it was now. So it used to be Aldo's, right?
Aldo's. I remember Aldo's. Yeah.
Aldo's a great guy. Does a lot for the community. Then he opened up the Brick House. Great cigar place, good cold beer. Go there for a burger, watch a game. Those 2 places are iconic, been around a long time. New places, we talked about this off the air, different than Italian Tasma, but before they got there, I don't know if you remember this, next to the Market Basket was called Golden Dynasty.
The Chinese place next to Market. So Market Basket is more like a high-end grocery chain.
Yeah, beautiful place.
Yeah, they'll bang you though for the lamb chops at the Booker thing. Yeah,
shrimp cocktail there is stupid though.
Oh my God, they do a really good job. But there used to be Golden Dynasty, and then there was the other Chinese food place in Ridgewood, which didn't make it either.
That's our guy. His name was Henry.
He broke my heart when Henry had left.
That was family run. That was almost like, it reminds me of my place with my mom and my family. You'd go in there, and he was behind the counter, and his wife and kids were running, and it was just a small little nook next to the Ridgewood movie theater. Guy was awesome. And then one day, boom, sold that. Just closed the door.
Yeah. I'm going to talk to you about that too, because there's so much turnaround with restaurants or whatever. But I am going to mention something, because one of the first weeks, and my wife is from Hohokus, so she's from up around that place. She's very familiar with the area. I didn't know about the beauty of the BYO until I got out to New Jersey. And one of the first nights we were out to dinner, we went to a place in Ridgewood. It's still around. It's called La Lanterna. And I believe it's like that. It's a Greek chef in an Italian restaurant, and it works.
Yep.
We had gone in there. It was a rainy night. We got there right before it had closed. Not right before it had closed. We weren't assholes, but it was definitely later on in the evening. And when we sat down, I'd said, "And can I see a wine list?" And the waiter says, "Oh no, it's only BYO." And then the wine cellar across the street had just closed. So now there's a chance I'm going to go through a meal without any booze, so he can see him starting to get fucking itchy. The mom, the woman who kind of owns the place, she's vocal. She's wonderful.
Oh, yeah. She comes to the table and she lets you know. You want to know the specials? My husband, he's making this. My husband, he's making this.
Yeah.
My husband has a beautiful pasta basil tonight.
Yeah, very, very proud of the stuff.
Which is awesome.
She'd said to me, she's like, I believe it was her, maybe it was one of her waitresses. She's like, just so you know, a lot of people do not finish their wines. And so sometimes the staff will put a couple of these half bottles aside, maybe to take home or maybe, but also in case people forget and they don't bring it. Do you mind? And I looked and they had a little table with 4 and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to take the Heights right there. I took a half a bottle of wine and I was like, I love this place. Yeah. I loved like all the feel around there. I would tell you the Irish bar McMurphy's in town where Finnegan works.
Yep.
If you want to go for an ice cold pint and watch 1,000 TVs with a dartboard and a jukebox, old school stuff, you still can feel like small town America being up by us without totally abandoning the fact that we're close to the city and whatnot.
100%.
Yeah.
But more of those places, it's sad, they're starting to fade away to franchise and stuff. That's what brings that special. You know what I'm saying? The McMurtry's, maybe the Brick House, even though it's a little higher end, some of these places, that you see they come and go and it's sad.
Yeah. Like El Cid's just reopened. I'm hoping
like
that's
the pizza place that I'm sure you know about in the middle of town. It used to be Lenny's on the side street, right? great slice of pizza.
Right.
You know, little hole nook in the wall, but you couldn't find a spot, but you wanted the pizza, and you found the spot because you wanted the pizza, and all of a sudden, boom, done.
Just left.
Yeah.
I could tell you, everyone told me about Lenny's when I first moved in to the place, and this was before Mick was born. It's just like 22, 23 years ago. I called up. I said, hey, do you guys deliver? And the guy said, listen, we've been making pizzas here for 30 years. We never delivered a single one. I was like, cool. I just moved in here a week ago. I'm never going to try your fucking pizza. And I hung up on the guy. Like, you know, I hung up like I'm still using the thing. And then everyone's like, you got to try it. So I went in with a different voice and I was picking up pizzas once a week. You know, you
it's
can
not large. It's small today. What's your name? Small.
Yeah. You can be an asshole, but if it's good, I'm gonna show up.
Nah, good place.
So does it piss you off? Because it pisses me off on like more than anything, where I see even some of the guys here in the office order a sandwich from Potbelly's or Subway or Blimpie or stuff like that. How much does that burn you? Because there are options everywhere around New York and New Jersey that are better than that steamed spray painted bread that you get at fucking Subway versus a nice semolina roll with something with a chicken cutlet that your mom made and stuff like that.
Mozzarella, whatever.
Does that piss you off to see that these places actually have a market?
It drives me crazy that people actually say that's good, and you look at them like, what?
Yeah,
that's good. You know, do you know what good is? You know, and I love when people, you know, come into the store and try telling me, and I'm like, well, what do you do for a living? Like, well, how do you know what good is?
Yeah,
you know, I think the market they get is a price point works for people. I don't know. I just don't. Me, I've never been in a Jersey Mike's. I've never been in a Subway. I've never been in a Blimpie. To me, it's not your boar's head. It's not top shelf.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, I'm a food guy. So, and you guys hear me all the time in my videos. I respect boar's head to the fullest. You know, that to me, that's what I grew up in. That's the bomb. That's
thin sliced boar's head
that's
ham.
It. And give a goddamn sandwich. I hate when I go to a place. I don't want to roast them. I went to a place a couple of weeks ago. On Sundays, that's what I do. I leave the deli at 12 and I'm going to Target you. I'm going.
Really?
And yeah, and people will say, oh, you know, if they notice me, it's like, oh, like, what are you doing? I'm like, my aunt lives up the street. You know, I'm just going to bring some sandwich. I heard great things about you. Can you make me an Italian hero? That's my go-to because
Sure.
that'll tell me. And you get in your car and you're like, where's the meat?
Yeah.
And it's $18.95.
Right.
Right. So my son and I did a couple videos a couple weeks ago where we made a sandwich, and we made a sandwich that says, if you're out there, you know who you are. Make a goddamn sandwich.
Yeah.
You know, don't charge me $18 and I get to the car at Parkwood, that's $12.95. And I'm not saying everybody's got to get what they got to get and everybody has denominations. Great. Give a sandwich.
Yeah.
You want me to pay for a sandwich? Give a sandwich.
Yeah.
You know? So for the most part, yeah, in those places, they count 3 slices of ham. You know, I have friends that are in that business, and they tell me, they turn a computer on in the morning, it says, slice 5 tomatoes today, slice 3 onions. I mean, you kidding me? That's robotic. What you know, anybody can do that.
Yeah.
You know?
I will tell you, and if you want to have an old school feel, I had gone into your deli twice this week, right? And the first time I'd gone in after Heather hit me under the guise of being you. Very diabolical for Heather, by the way, but I love it. And I go in to talk to you about it. And we were talking about sort of the automation of the business. And as we're talking about it, this not little old lady, because she does not look her age, looks a lot younger than what she is. Your mom is 82, you said?
84.
84. She does not look 84. She comes barreling through, pushes me and you out of the way, goes over to the cash drawer.
Yeah.
And the young ladies working the cash drawer, the gentleman who are kind of wiggles right through them, takes it, and then she writes it down on a ledger like from the Untouchables. The guy, how they wound up taking down Al Capone, that guy with the fucking ledger. And then she walks through with the cash like she robbed a bank. And I was like, who the hell was that little, whatever, a whirlwind? And it's your mom.
Yeah, mom.
And
Mom's my world.
She goes back and she's doing everything with a number 2 pencil.
Yeah.
And you're up 64% from last month, down 32%. Yeah. So your mom got involved with this from a very young age when you first started this place?
When I first started, I was very green, they call it, rookie. So I used to go to the store. Mom used to come. She used to handle all my money. And as I progressed and got stronger and stronger, nothing's changed. So since day one, I've been in business. I'm 23. Nobody's touched my money but my mom.
Really?
0. Yep. And the only one is my accountant.
That's
and
crazy.
And he wants to put you on QuickBooks and all of that stuff. And I hope that's the right wording because I told
doesn't
you
matter.
it is. And my mom said, nope, I'll be the last one. Number 2, pencil everything.
And she's still using her tools, right? She's still cooking to a certain degree.
Yeah, mom comes in every morning. As you see in my video, she's a chicken cutlet recipe. Slowed down a little bit over the years. The business has exploded, and if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be where we are today. And she comes in every morning, 6 o'clock. I'm in at 5. She's in at 6, and then she'll do her thing. And then by 7:38, she'll go shopping for broccoli rabe or things that I need. She's awesome.
You don't think that's just a little bit of elder abuse because she's now essentially almost a slave, right? I mean, she started with you changing diapers, and I can imagine what those things were like, right? Just because it must be like looking into like the third pit of hell. And now I go back to your place to get some sandwiches the other day, and you go and you hand me, I call it the Italian protein bar, the chicken cutlet. I wasn't sure if I was in the mood for it. Then all of a sudden, this little old lady pokes her head out. I'm like, thank you so much. I'll take one of those. And it's delicious. And one thing she does, which is different, she doesn't pound them out. I love a thinly pounded cutlet, don't get me wrong, but every now and again, I want to have a little chicken in it too. And she does a nice thick chicken cutlet.
Yeah, tons of chicken we go through, grilled and mom's chicken cutlet, Italian spices in there. It's awesome, man. Parker wouldn't be what it is today without it.
Talk to me about then when somebody says, I want to do what you do. I get all the time. I do this thing, a sandwich of the month. And the sandwich of the month, by the way, this is a good time to talk about it as anything. I got such good feedback. This month, I did a sandwich of the month. I got an onion roll from Giuseppe's. I just was up in Giuseppe's. Yep. People don't know Uncle Giuseppe's is one of these like
a marketplace.
Yeah, but it's on Sundays. They have a guy going around with the wireless microphone in a suit singing Sinatra and Dean Martin. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's I like the place. It's very big and whatnot, but I do like the place. It's like Italian heaven.
Yep, the mozzarella is good.
Yeah, very good. And they
underrated. People, when you tell people where you get where you need a bowl of mozzarella, I said, they're going to Giuseppe's for pasta. They make the pasta there. I'm like, the mozzarella's good. And the guy looks at you like you're crazy. The mozzarella's good there.
And their bakery, like I find if I get a baguette from the French place in town, it's very good. Lasts about a day. Giuseppe's like baguettes. Like they're full things.
They go through it, man. It's fresh.
They really do. They go through it. But you can have it there for a couple of days and you're still going to be able to eat it. But either way, I go up to Giuseppe's. I get a nice onion roll. I don't eat filet mignon. It's just something that I don't order in restaurants because I find it to be kind of flavorless. But I wanted to sort of kick it up, so I use this. So I used the Tony's. So I went in there and I flavored it with that. I sauteed shishito peppers as opposed to just blistering them like everybody does. I found those old school potato sticks, like the potato chips with the sticks. Yeah. And I put that in there with like some sriracha mayo. And I'm telling you, I would make a filet now once a week because of this. So I'm going to mention Tony's Cajun Kick right now. This is, you know the name. Tony Satri's has been around forever, and that still exists. But they came out with this Tony Cajun Kick. It's a little less salt. They bump up the garlic and they bump up the heat. So all the stuff that I think is missing from a filet mignon, which is just, for little girls and prostitutes, they bump it up with all the flavor. So I made that thinly sliced. It cooked it perfectly rare. And I made what I think is probably one of the best sandwich of the months that I've ever done. And it's because of this stuff.
Well, forget about the sandwich of the month. How about Super Bowl this week? Come on. Kick it up a notch. Hey, Tony, Cajun Kick It. Get some wings. Put a dry rub in a bowl, a little olive oil, throw the oven on 500, 45 minutes. You're going to have a great Super Bowl snack.
Yeah, there it is.
Tony's Cajun Kicks. There's nothing better. How you doing?
Less salt, more garlic, a clean hit of heat. It's a new blend based on the Tony's tradition. You can look for it at your local H-E-B, Rouse's, and Associated Grocers, Associated Wholesale Grocers, and Amazon. Listen, as far as the stores go, it's only available in Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi. So you're going to have to go to Amazon to pick that up. By the way, one of our followers from Texas, that's where I bought it. So apparently H-E-B, Rouse's, Associated Grocers, all that stuff is where you can get it. But meet the all-new Tony's Cajun Kick. Turn up the heat, turn up the flavor. Cajun Kick brings bold spice, zesty garlic, and just the right burn to wake up anything on your plate. Shop now at CajunKick.com/Barstool. So if you want to get it straight from the horse's mouth, go to www.CajunKick.com/Barstool and pick up some of Tony's Cajun Kick. So my point is that you have so many people like me who are frustrated sandwich makers and who are very good at it. I make some delicious sandwiches. I don't do a lot very well. Honestly, I don't, but I'm a pretty good cook. And so people are always saying, why don't you open up a store? By the way, like it happens like this. And it's something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to open up a sandwich shop that serves 5 sandwiches and 1 rotating. So 5 things that I think I make better than anybody else in the world and 1 rotating that I can kind of throw around.
Yep.
But how difficult do you think it would be to enter into that market right now? A market that you've been in for 30 years or going on 30 years pretty soon.
I think the philosophy right now in 2026 is just what you said. I think menus got to be tight.
Right.
Overhead's got to be tight. So how do you get them tight? And labor is the number one source of everybody's problem.
Sure.
Right? So if the menu's tight, you don't need a lot of labor to produce the product. So one of my favorite restaurants is Houston's. Their menu is tight. They don't deviate.
You love Houston's.
Love Houston.
Yeah.
Top.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot from them over the years because I'd say, hey, you got a lot of tables open. They have no problem telling you a 2-hour wait. And I would ask the general manager, he goes, you know what? The kitchen can only handle so much. Can you slice my New York strip? We don't do that.
Really?
Can you do this? And you know what? The line's out the door every night. It's a never miss place. It's just, to me, you look at the menu and they don't deviate. They never get crazy with their specials. It's the same. I can reiterate the specials, before he tells me. And I asked the guy when he walks by, I say, you a cook or you're a general manager, but they wear the chef jackets on the floor. Right. And I'll pick his brain and I'll pick out things. Like one thing that is crazy, Large, and you'll never, I just kept watching this clock go to like 15 minutes and then start at 0 again. I'm like, I couldn't figure out what it was and it kept irritating me. So finally I said, sir, I got to ask you a question. If you don't mind. I said, what's the clock? Now this is crazy, okay? When I tell you something like this, to have this right there where I could see it, but it was where we received the food. And he goes, when that turns to 0, no matter who's near me, one of the female waitresses got to go to the ladies' room and one of the male waiters got to go to the men's room and make sure it's okay.
Oh, wow.
So he says, there's no one-person job. There's no egos here. And I was like, wow. So if you could take the guy that's been there 20 years as a waiter and it's his job and the guy that just started today, that speaks volumes, meaning everybody's created equal. And that's what I go by in my store. Everybody's created equal. If Roger can clean the bathroom, Large can clean the bathroom. If Roger can empty the garbage, Large can empty the bathroom. And if you ask people in business to do certain things and they know you do it, you don't have a problem.
Do you find it tougher so you say that you want to get up in the morning, that every day you get up in the morning, you're within 20 minutes from your store. So you're up with a 4 handle every morning. Yep. You're in the store at 5 every morning, unless you're traveling, obviously, or something like that. And you're there until dinner, right?
Yeah, every day I usually 5:30.
Right.
Friday nights kick it up a notch. It's the busiest night. Friday and Saturday's catering.
Right.
So I usually stay around until all the parties go out and pizza's constantly going. So a lot going on. But for the most part, I just call it, wake up for the show every day. Just go.
Okay.
Go get it. You know what I mean?
Do you find like that people have that drive in them now?
0.
Because all that I read about are people being asked to go back to work and them saying that they'd rather quit and have some sort of at-home thing. I'm being a little bit hypocritical because I started in an industry where I had to be there, right? You had to actively be there trading forever. But now that I do have a little bit more flexibility here at Barstool, my Lord and Savior Dave Portnoy, I love it. So I can see what the argument is. Right. I still have the 4:50 alarm on my phone and I never put it on. But just to remind myself, I was up at 4:50 every fucking day. That stinks. Yeah. Do you find like that type of business model, the 5 to 5 or else this place will not survive, that you see people with that type of motivation to do it anymore? Or is it sort of like these, I don't know, I want to franchise out 17 Potbellies and I want to visit them once a week, that type of thing?
Yeah, I don't see the mom and pops anymore.
No.
I see them as we talked about earlier, as you see them, dissipate, it just goes and nothing ever comes back. I don't think the work ethic for the American people is out there. I hate to be rude, but I'm being very honest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know what I hire. The guy that lives in the neighborhood, at 3 o'clock, he's there. He's 1 minute to 3. He's punching. Yeah. The other guy, is coming to you, Mr. Roger, do you need anything before I go? I think it's very, very hard right now for us small businesses to have good help. It's very, very hard.
How do you deal with then being a guy, if you go to a high school football game in and around our area. And obviously Roger had kids who had gone through, the sports programs in our area. But even as your kids age out of that, you're still involved with that. Like I see you on sidelines and whatnot. I see you at a ton. You do a ton of fundraising. We'll talk about that in a second. Like I remember when Finnegan got the job at McMurphy's, I was talking to him and they were like, yeah, have him come by and be a bar back. And as a result, he's the most hardworking kid they've ever seen. Right? Honestly, the kid is a absolute hustler. Shout out to Finn. All my kids are, so I shouldn't say favoritism type shit. Do you have a lot of people who come into you and be like, hey, Raj, I've been coming here for 20 years. Can you give my kid a job like cutting sandwiches? Because I don't think that works out with the nature of the neighborhood that we work in. It's filled with kids who are looking to get lacrosse scholarships, not make a living making sandwiches. So how do you deal with that with the locals?
When young in business, I had no problem doing a lot of that. Hey, yeah, Lars, no problem. I'll give you something, boom, boom, boom. And as time went on, it became problematic. One, I wasn't a priority. Two, they just wanted to make it sound good. Oh, yeah, I got a job.
Right.
And then three, where are you? Oh, my dad's taking me to the Yankee game. Well, is your dad in the car? Yeah. And I would be like, Mr. So-and-so, you asked me to give so-and-so a job. And he didn't even call me, but you take him to the Yankee game. He only works 2 days a week. Oh, I thought it'd be a special night. Well, okay, who's going to do the job then?
Right.
So then it became sticky. You know what I mean? And then if you hire friends and then you go in your private life, you're going to have a couple pops with them. And like, my son told me you had him empty the garbage or clean the bathroom or something like that. Oh, that's his job. You know what I mean? So I try not to, mix pleasure with business. And I don't try and hire. If I know you, I'll try and do the best I can not to hire you.
Right.
But for the most part, like my niece, Francesca, my sons, and their family. But she's one of the hardest workers I got. My boys are the hardest workers I know. But, it's a fine line, but I try and stay away.
How do you deal with trolls? Like I find when I first started working here, Big Cat came over to me. I was much more prolific in my writing when I first got here. And he was like, Large, I read your blogs and I'm reading the comment section and everybody loves you. I was like, yeah, it's been kind of cool. He's like, that'll change. No matter who you are, at some point in the comment section for a piece of time. So as a result, I don't read comments. Like I never, or at least I just read the top ones because they're always positive. But once you get in the weeds, it's always go kill yourself, fatty, or something like that, or they try to get personal. Your social media profile has grown so big. I don't envision you as being a guy who's checking comments and stuff like that. How do you deal with trolls? Because a lot of people take this shit to heart, and we live in a situation now where people try to cancel people and do whatnot. Do you ever run into any kind of problems with your online personality as far as maybe even affecting the business?
I don't know as far as affecting the business. I wouldn't be able to tell that way, dramatize it. But to be honest with you, I learned early on. My son told me don't read them. Yeah. If it's something important, if he just happens to catch it, if it's something real important, they'll email and say, this happened. But for the most part, you got people like they moan about a dirty apron. Well, I'm working from 4 a.m. Yes. You want me to change the goddamn apron every goddamn hour?
Yeah.
It's a service, buddy. Get a life.
I don't read my own things. I'll read other people's.
Yeah.
So the other day, you jumped up onto your counter and said, you guys are complaining about prices? Look at these. Sandwich of the month. We got 2 chicken cutlets. Am I doing the right thing? Yeah. 2 buffalo chicken cutlets with 2 cheeses on 2 hard rolls, $10. How am I? It was like that crazy Eddie from when I was growing up. Our prices are insane, but he's standing up on the counter, Ian. And instead of people being like, shit, I can go and get 2 sandwiches, which most people did say, Roger taking care of the thing. Somebody's like, I ain't eating there. He stepped on it.
Yeah,
He's the type of people who beat off into a condom with 2 fucking masks on, so I don't put too much on it. But they always feel like they should talk about
board. He's spitting. He's spitting when he talks.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing. When I do my videos, I'm not selling that sandwich. If you're out there, I'm not selling that sandwich.
Right, exactly.
It's mine. You know what I mean?
Or even when I was having a sandwich with you the other day, you went for the gloves. I was like, Roger, please. Yeah. I get that when I'm eating a sandwich at home. Oh, you don't wear gloves when you're making it? I'm eating it. I'm eating it. Or I'm handing it to my wife or my kids who have wiped their ass for their whole fucking thing. My wife, I've done a lot worse to her. You know what I'm saying, Roger? You know what I'm saying? Really? So it's like one of those things where people in the comment section, I find, can sometimes be the most wonderful people in the world.
They have nothing better to do than
but
find
other people
problem.
fucking suck.
Yeah. We have a problem with gloves, like to your point. And it's like, I'm old school. If you look on all these food networks and everything, that guy on TV is not wearing gloves. Why aren't you busting his ball? You know, but I'm making.
You wash your hands 25 times a day.
I'm trying to make a living, trying to, show people a great sandwich or get exuberant, and they're like, yeah, it looks great, but you're spitting on a sandwich, you're not wearing gloves. The sandwich not for you.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want to go to the phone and say, where are you? You little come in the store.
What are your numbers? What's the follower numbers now? So we happen to have your son here, so in case you hear the voice of God off screen and it doesn't sound like Ian, what are the numbers right now?
We're at 392,000 on Instagram.
400 grand on Instagram.
815,000 on TikTok.
815,000 on TikTok. You know how difficult it is to grow a TikTok? Are you on X or anything like that?
Yeah, we're on YouTube and Facebook, and then we just started Snapchat, but not X.
Okay, yeah, because X is absolutely the worst place to go.
They do have an old X account. I don't know. You might have made one and stopped using it, but I found it and tagged it.
Oh, did you?
When we posted our review.
Yeah.
I tried to build it up. I just had trouble with the following.
X is the worst platform for that.
Yeah, I think
That mic's not.
Oh,
on.
it's not okay.
But I'll bump it up for him.
Yeah.
I had trouble growing the X's following just from engagement purposes, so we shied away.
So you're talking that 800,000, what did you say, 800,000 to 400,000?
Yeah.
So 1.2 million just on the two things. Let's talk about a guy that's been at Barstool now for 8 years. Comparatively, I have less than 100,000 on both platforms.
Wow.
So you have 10 times the amount of followers that I have. Do you think that your business would be doing as well as it is today if you didn't have that online persona?
I don't know, as good, but I'll tell you what it does, Lodge. It brings people that would never, ever find Park with Deli, never know about the Deli guy. So once Christmas hits, after Christmas, Super Bowl, you get a little push. But January, February, March are usually slow months with the weather, people paying their taxes, people catching up on Christmas bills. This, I can definitely tell you, it helps. The definitely slow months, you can see the different people walking in. Hey, can I take a picture of the Deli guy? Hey. So absolutely 100%. You know what I mean? Over the top. You know what I mean?
And you're a very old person. Like you can see that the years haven't been kind to you at all. Like honestly, you couldn't tell me your age where I wouldn't say you don't look like shit, right? But is this the type of thing where I don't know, you build a business and you work from 5 to 5 like we've been talking about? You can't take days off, right? Because if all of a sudden I am in, I don't know, bumfuck Iowa, and I know I'm going to be in New Jersey, I'm going to go by and see the Deli guy and get the Jet Hero. If you're not there making it for him, that's not good, right? So do you find it yourself that you're kind of anchored now because of your celebrity? I don't use the word celebrity lightly here. I don't use it lightly because I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm the Barstool guy. Hey, I'm the Barstool guy. Everybody who walked in, the 30 people who walked in while I was there, they didn't even say hello to me. And a couple people knew me. They didn't say hello to me. They weren't right for this asshole. Oh, it fucking infuriated me. It's, so much. But you know what I mean? Like, there's a certain degree of celebrity that you got to live up to.
It's definitely humbling, meaning like I just make sandwich for them, but when you have my back to you guys making the sandwich, you can feel people looking at you, right?
Snapping the pictures.
Yes.
And shit like that.
So then what do? You just turn around and say, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Where you from? I'm Lodge from Ridgewood, New Jersey. Hey, Lodge, just give me 1 minute, okay? And you go on and you walk around and give a picture, and my stick is I give everybody a T-shirt. I think that's very kind. You know what I mean? So if you come out of your way, I'll give a T-shirt. People ask me to sign it. I never thought. I mean, I go through 100 T-shirts.
I never got a fucking T-shirt. Yeah. I'm just going to mention that. But go ahead.
They don't make it that big.
You son of a bitch.
So, it's just crazy. Like I drive my son crazy all the time. People walk in. I'm like, like hoo-ah, like the different sounds that you would never hear. Like, well, get your phone right away, quick. You know?
Yeah.
And that's our stick. Like if somebody walks in, I'm like, we call it like there's a live one.
Right.
And if you get them right away with their first reactions, it's stupid video. If you get like a lot of guys you might see on social media, the last couple of years are starting to try and understand what it helps, I guess, and they'll stage stuff. I don't do none of that stuff. If you come in my store, I'm like, 1 second, Lodge, don't say that again. Go get your phone. I mean, he's like, Jesus, Dad, go get your phone. Go get it.
Right.
And they come back, okay, say it again. And they're like, man, I've been following you for 2 years. I'm going to see the Empire State Building and New York Rangers, but I had to come out of my way.
It's crazy. And I don't understand it. Like, you know what I mean? It's a great sandwich and Roger's a great guy, but it really worked for a guy who does not even get his head around it. Again, like I saw you doing business. There's not a single fucking computer in Parkwood Deli.
Nope.
And you are churning it out, pumping it out. But I'm going to come back to it. On top of being in Deli, so you're going to get your sandwiches, some like light groceries and stuff like that you'd need with it. Cool desserts. They had, the St. Joseph's pastries I got the other day. Where the hell were they from
Can we
again?
give a shout out?
Yeah.
Give a shout out Rispoli's, Peter, Gay. Awesome people. Hawthorne, New
Why
Jersey.
is Peter's
Rispoli's.
gay?
No, his sister's name is Gay.
Oh, okay.
It might be though.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
Peter's gay,
Peter's
but he
gay.
has a sister's named
Yeah,
Gay.
great patient.
Gay runs the show. Peter tries making the cannolis and the
Right. You can understand how I got a little bit weird with that.
patient was stupid, wasn't it?
Rispoli's. I went in there. They had the St. Joseph's pastries. They fill them with cannoli cream,
Yep.
little chips in them and stuff like that. Very light, airy, almost like cruller-like.
Oh, very good.
And it was absolutely delicious. So, but on the other side, still inside this deli, most of it is dedicated to the kitchen and making sandwiches. But on the other side, they have a pizza oven. And they're, industrial pizza oven, just like you'd see in any fucking pizza parlor in the world. And so they're cranking out pizzas and whatnot.
Yep.
What do you think about with Dave? I don't know if I would send Dave there because I don't know if that's Dave's type of pizza or anything like that. So there's a chance you go in there, it just happens to not take him the right way. He's never going to give you a 4 or anything like that. But let's say he gives you a 6.8. And that 7, what happens? Yeah. Is that something where you're looking to get him in there? What do we do with the pizza thing?
Everybody knows what I'm about and food and everything crazy. And they say to me, you got to get Dave. You got to get Dave. You're going to meet Dave. You got to get Dave. He invited us to the Pizza Fest numerous times. Mm-hmm. And, just work time, it didn't work out. My son's on it. We got to get Dave. Both my boys, everybody, all my boys, friends and everybody. Me to you, to be honest with you, respect the guy, unbelievable levels. I'm good. You know what I mean? I do a square pie, a grandma pie, a vodka pie, and I do a great upside down Sicilian, whatever works for us,
Yeah.
I think my pizza is awesome. All the ingredients are 100% fresh. My guys are awesome.
Yeah.
Pedro, Mauricio, great guys. We make our own dough. We do everything just like everybody else, though. It would be tough. It'll be tough because I would be honestly, I think I'm awesome, and I'm in my eyes I'm a 9, a 9.5. But somebody else is different, and to each their own. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I would be honorable for Dave to walk in my store. Just to meet him personally would be honorable. For him to judge my pizza, I think I'm a 9.5. Dave thinks I'm a 5.5. That could hurt a small business guy.
You know really good.
Reverse it. If Dave gives Parkwood Deli anything over what you say, an 8. Just say, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Now I'm, forget about the Italian hero. Now I got to go over there helping the boys out, pumping them out.
Now we're ripping out. You'd be like, you know what, Mom, I'm sorry. Mom, you're fired. Yeah, Mom, you're fired.
Dave just put us on a different level with our pizza.
Yeah. We're bringing in an 84-year-old Italian woman who's going to start making the dough. I'm sorry, Mom, you're fired.
Dave, good luck dealing with Mom.
Yeah, exactly. You're burning on his house.
Great guy. Love what he does. Just so giving. I mean, I seen one time where a guy was struggling and went outside and said he was going out. I don't know if you remember that clip.
I do.
And Dave went in and just said straight up, and listen, there's people have judgment about everybody in this world, but if you are out there and you are helping somebody, like I believe truly what I do and what you do, Large, and what Mr. Portner does, if you give, come on, man. You know, you don't have to give your money to people. That guy was almost crying. He was going out of business. Dave walked in. And the guy could have said $300,000 Dave was going to give him.
Yeah.
The guy said $50,000. And Dave says, you got it. Stay open. Right. And what happens? The guy's now super, super successful. The guy's has to feed his family with a mother, but people have no idea. And then you reverse it where you have the guy that says to Mr. Porno, get away from my store. And, you go that way with Dave, he's not going to do too kindly at that. He's going to do what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And now that poor guy's up against the wall now, maybe, So it could be either way. Me, I'm good where I'm at, Dave. But I'd love to meet you. You know what I'm saying? You want to come down with Large for a pop? We'll have one of my grandma pizzas in the kitchen. Yeah. I'd love you to try my chicken cutlet. Honestly, my son's going to shoot me. You got to come to my store now.
By the way.
But I'm giving you a grandma pizza.
It's so good to hear this perspective because it's a realistic perspective, but you can tell that his son is riding down like he's already fucking with his dad's brake wires. You know what I mean? Like, you don't like it because, and I know how confident you are in the stuff that you put out. Yeah. You put it out like you're serving it to family and friends more so than strangers and customers. And I can appreciate that. But the idea of him coming into my pizza parlor, and I don't even own one, scares the shit out of me. It does. It scares the shit out of me.
I think it's a fine line. I think the guys that hit a home run, like Dave likes in our town, we'll give him a shout out. Nelly's Pizza. It's a bar pie.
Nelly's bar pie. Yeah.
You can't get a pie there no matter when you want to go. Dave goes in there, gives it an 8 something. Now you might as well just forget about going there.
Yeah.
But then you reverse it. You go to the guy that has say, another town, we don't have to say a name, another pizzeria in town just makes a regular pie.
Yeah.
And maybe it doesn't stay up so far, it flaps a little bit. That guy's done.
It could be an off day.
And Large could like that pie, Ian could like that pie, but Dave doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's okay, but me, I'm a sole proprietor. I feel for that guy. Like when I watch him, like, just give,
Get it up. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, Large, here's one that I want you to go to in our town by us is, have you been to Patsy's in Patterson?
No. And I know it's iconic and it's stuff like that.
Iconic, old school. You walk in, it's so dark, Large. Like, you're like, ooh, do I really want to eat at bars? The guy looks like, what are you doing here? You're out of place. Patterson, dude, be careful what car you take there.
Right.
Dave went there. My son used to play basketball there. I'd call up. I'm like, oh, honey, when's the game going to go for 2 hours? I'm like, yeah, can I get 3 pies? And we'll pick them at 8 o'clock. Sorry, we're out already. I go, sir, it's 10 to 6.
Yeah.
You're out of It blows my mind, and I respect everybody out there, when Dave gives you a good one, that you run out of pizza.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong? Your business motto. You might have been struggling before. You were doing good. Now you're on different fucking levels, and you're telling people, I'm sorry, we're out of pizza. That doesn't jive. Large, I'll go back to COVID. People call in the store, the phone's ringing off the wall. Yeah. Everybody closes in around us thinking, yeah, you know what? I'll get a vacation. This ain't going to last. I'm going to close my store. Give my work off 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm like, Parkwood Deli's like, keep closing, boys. The phone's ringing off the wall.
Right.
I would cut my wrist before I told you I'm out of pizza, before I'm out of Italian Heroes.
Right.
I was having guys, Large. Board said, I'm going to give him another shout. Unbelievable. I'd call the guy up. Bro, just leave it on the back porch. You don't have to see me. This is what I need. I need 20 cases. And they came through flying colors.
Did they?
My bread guy. Boom. Just leave it in front of us. We don't have to touch. We don't have to kiss. We don't have to do nothing. I need it. That's it.
Contactless.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
And my son who's sitting here, maybe that was freshman, sophomore year in college. He's like, Dad. And you know where we are. So if you don't know Parkway, I sit on top of a little hill. And maybe probably 3 blocks down is a firehouse and it levels off as it goes down to the Ridgewood. He goes, Dad, the cars are down all the way down. It's a good problem. Everybody relax. Take your time. One at a time. We're the only guy in town. Right? And then we started doing a lot of beautiful things for emergency services and hospitals and stuff. And Large, to be honest with you, I think after we did that stuff, it's just sky's the limit. Between social media and just going out and taking care of people that needed to be taken care of.
You have a lot of guys.
Yep.
Like I walk in there, like you say, lines are down the block. First of all, it's the weirdest fucking parking lot you've ever seen. It kind of stacks up. It's legitimately a triangle. And then there's some parking across the street. If you go out not towards what are you on, Glen?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go opposite of Glen, one's a one way, the other's a one way. You know what I mean?
It peers toward Willard, towards Waldwick.
It's fucking weird as shit. But I can see you saying, all right, there's a line down the block. Call whatever, Sergeant whatever from Ridgewood, make sure he's out here like doing it, because I got a barber from you, right?
Yeah.
We walk in there, I see, can we mention this guy or
Joe
no?
the Gay Barber.
Joe the Gay Barber. I'm in there.
Officer Casbarian came in.
Yeah. So like every time I go in there, and this is, I love this about small business owners. Like when I was talking to Eric Talercio, you got to know Eric too, right? Like,
great guy, Eric.
Great guy.
Awesome guy.
I walk in there. I walked into Eric's. I have a gun guy now, a Monmouth Guns. The guy is like, I get you whatever you need, because I was getting my license. He wasn't saying we're going to, take the serial numbers off and give me like a Glock or something. But I walked in and out of there to get some fried ravioli and a hero. I walked out with 2 guys, 2 different dudes. And then I walk into your place, Joe the Gay Barber, who by the way isn't gay.
No.
Right? You know what I mean?
Guy.
But
barbershop down the street.
And this guy calls him that. A bunch of people hear him. He's like, I have to go by Joe the Gay Barber now because I become so popular because of you.
Yeah.
Right? We were in there the other day. It was that one gentleman who I think his son is a White Sox now.
Yes. Garrett Teal, his son, Kyle Teal's my godson. He rookie last year for Chicago White Sox.
So this is a cool story too. This kid is a stud, right? What's his name?
Kyle Teal.
Kyle Teal. Garrett is the dad.
And his brother's Aiden Teal, who plays at Mississippi State.
Okay, cool. So, but we're not giving the whole family some shine here.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, so they're
what about the mom? She's smoking.
Oh, is she wonderful?
Oh yeah, JJ.
Oh, is she?
Oh yeah, red smoking athlete, All-American William Patterson.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
You like that one? You don't want to talk about the guys. You want to talk about JJ.
Send the pics to my phone. So we're being disrespectful, not on purpose. Obviously, we bust a lot of balls, but this young man is now been on TV so many times about conditioning and how did you go from being this size in high school, college to this size here. I think at one point he banged one of these. He's like, Parkwood Deli 3 times a day or something, right? Like, didn't the kid do that for you too? So it seems like you're one of those guys who has a lot of angles and a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Is that just something natural that comes from being a neighborhood person for such a long time? Or like, what do you think attributes to the fact that every time I go in there, I see hospital workers, firemen, cops, captains of industry, biggest businessmen you've ever seen uncomfortably ordering a dozen garlic knots for their fucking kids? You hit for this cycle with being just about friendly with everybody. What do you attribute that to? Because it's not your personality.
I just think being kind, for my godson, like example, as a little boy, he used to come in, I used to always say, hey, Uncle Raj, chicks dig the long ball, work hard.
Right.
And when you make it big, when the first interview you get, he was just, and I'd say, rip your jacket, just stretch and see Parkwood. Don't be afraid to give me a plug, blah, blah, blah. And, just getting like, hey, what's your name? Where you from? And then if the store's packed and there's a Red Sox fan online and I say I see a Yankee, and I'll be like, next. I'm like, buddy, you're in the back of the line, Red Yankee fan, come up here.
Oh, really? Yeah, yeah.
And, you give it to people, or you say that, somebody give it to me. The thing is, I'm on stage every day. So if you're a Red Sox fan and you lose to the Yankees, you ain't coming to my deli that day.
Yeah.
But if it's reversed, I got all Red Sox fans in front of me. It's just like when the Mets, everybody's getting all excited about the Mets. This year, no Mets, nothing. The previous year, you got Met hats, you got
Frank's
everything.
outside.
That's
The tank's
Frank.
outside. Please don't get him going.
But it's funny how that is, and the deli is like the Eagles when they went, oh, you gave us Saquon, oh, you guys are jerks, you traded us Saquon. Now this year Saquon didn't have a bad, you didn't have a great year. Oh, you want Saquon back? We're paying him this.
Yeah,
it's just crazy how I call it on stage, but I love it. I love all my friends. I love everybody. For the most part, and then sometimes you're like, "Hey, get your sandwich, get out, have a good day." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Enough with you. I gave you enough of my time. Next,
jerk off. Yeah.
But for the most part, it's a town deli, so you can't cross the line too much because I'm there all the time.
But it's a town deli that's going to survive, and that's my whole point. Like if you go into Hohokus, New Jersey, the only town in the United States with 2 hyphens in it, gives a shit. But like Garbos, Garbos.
Yeah,
Janet,
well. Yes.
2 of the nicest guys in the world. It's a nice guy. 2 of the nicest people in the world. It's Nico, correct? Yeah, I think her husband's name is Nico.
Nico.
Yeah. But those Janet and Nico, and then we go in there, smile on their faces, always nice. Like those are the type of places. When I went to the White Cloth Deli, like again, it's like mom, the dad and his sons are in there too. Like you feel like you're in one of those things. So the fact that these places are unfortunately closing more so than they're opening, if they can all just kind of get on board with what you're doing and show a little bit of personality. So you're not going up there with somebody with plastic gloves and a paper hat. Yeah. That's not being denigrating. People make sandwiches for the living, for a living. You're my life's blood. I appreciate you more than I do most surgeons. But like when you can go in there and see somebody that's a fucking familiar face, a local face, somebody that wants this neighborhood to be good because you live one neighborhood over, it makes all the difference in the world.
100%.
And the chicken cutlet's pretty fucking good.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad at all. So talk to me about some of the stuff that you do to give back to the community. Then I'm going to hit the questions real quick because I see you all the time. Like this asshole will come down the block with a fucking fire truck with Santa on it, like that type of stuff. So just talk to me about this stuff.
So we started a couple years ago when COVID was that we felt that children didn't have the opportunity to see Santa. Okay.
Yeah.
Big Christmas guy. Love it. I think all about it's magical. So I said, you know what? I'm going to have a Santa come in front of the store. We'll have kids come. Right. We'll give Zeppeli's, burgers, hot chocolate. And how do I get Santa here? I'm going to get him by the local fire. And so I reached out to some of my boys, Wyckoff PD, awesome, Dave Murphy, Midland Park, Waldwick, Hohokus, the surrounding towns. They met at the local firehouse. They put them on the fire truck and barreled them in with lights and sirens. Ever since then, COVID, I just can't give it up. So now it's come a thing. And we inherited to bring in, we collect toys for kids, toys for tots, which is awesome. Kids that don't have nothing. So people come and you have everything for free. And the only obligation to do is if you want to bring a toy for a kid that's in need, that's much appreciated. So this goes on usually the second Friday in December. And then this year, we adapted the J Fund, which is Children with Cancer. That's Tom Coughlin's fund. Okay. Somebody came in the store, asked me, I lost my dad, unfortunately, in 1999 to cancer, and that's a soft part of my heart. So the lady says, would you be interested in putting some of those those old-fashioned cans so people could put money in it.
Sure.
And I said, absolutely. What is the foundation? She told me the foundation. Absolutely. I said, if there's anything more I can do, I said, it's in the dear to our heart. So I thought I was doing a lot. We gave them a check for a couple thousand. Then I read they raised like $6 million or something.
Right,
so I felt like this little humble thing. But I said, as long as everybody does a little bit,
Sure.
So then I said, is there anything more we can do? And I said, do these children have anything at Christmas? She said, no. So we adopted 40 kids with cancer. We gave them all Christmas presents. The community helped out. People came in. Large, if I see and said, Large, you want to adopt a kid? How much? Whatever. You give me $100. We're going to buy whatever that kid needs. The kid called the foundation, said I needed sneakers, and they showed up that night, and we gave these children whatever they wanted. So it was awesome this year. So we had like 40 some odd children. Excuse me. So next year we're trying to to double it.
Okay. That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, and then I met Garrett Teal. So then I thought. Garrett got to meet Giuseppe, a young little boy that has cancer, unfortunately, but working hard and pushing to get healthier. He happened to come in and gave the Deli guy a hug and say thank you. And a bunch of my boys were at the counter where you seen, and Garrett Teal was there, who owns the baseball school, with myself. I'm a quiet partner there. And I said, Giuseppe, do you play baseball? And he was in my arms, and he shook his head, yeah. And I said, would you like to learn how to play baseball and have some fun? And Large, when you have these kids in your hand, it's like, you want to you give whatever you can. So before all the professional athletes who Kyle Teal and a bunch of his friends go back, which they go back next week and tomorrow, matter of fact, my godson leaves, I said to them, you're gonna do me a favor. So there's a kid, Anthony Stefan from Ridgewood, a kid, Hunt from Wyckoff, a kid, Nick, who played at Bosco, and my godson, who plays at the White Sox. So they're all 5 or 6 local kids that play professional baseball, whether it be double, triple, or single A. And I said, we're gonna give back. We're gonna have a camp for these kids, and it's gonna be for you guys. So you guys are gonna, we're gonna have it on the Garrett Teal's baseball and softball trainer in Wyckoff, New Jersey.
So say that slower, just because I didn't get. So it's
Garrett Teal's baseball and softball training center
in Wyckoff, New Jersey.
Yeah, 450 Brain Avenue in Wyckoff.
I didn't say give the fucking.
Hey, why not?
You know what it is,
Let's
Ian?
go there.
Hold on a second.
You give me the platform.
This is what you get from small business owners. Just give him an inch. Right, just
take it all, baby.
All he needs is a little bit of fucking daylight, and then he throws in his mom's chicken cutlet recipe. It's bullshit.
We ain't getting the recipe.
I don't have a lot of regrets in my life. It's fucking.
You'll get a chicken cutlet, but you ain't getting the recipe.
Yeah, you're damn right.
So we pulled that off. It was very special.
I think it's a wonderful story, and honestly, it just adds to the allure of what you're trying to do or what you have done at Parkwood, and as a result. Don't let this fool you. He doesn't go home to a shack. I will tell you that if I had this guy's money, I would burn mine. Just so you know, he's doing pretty well. And I think you said it to me the other day while we were there. You're extremely blessed with this stuff, right? I mean,
yeah, I said, my dad.
You make bologna sandwiches for a living. This is what you said to me.
Yep.
Large, I make bologna sandwiches for a living, and I feel blessed that I'm able to do all this stuff and do so well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if like I said it before, if you're out there, I mean, I'm a kid. I went to high school, then never went to college. Don't know how to email you. My recipe is hard work. Show up to show every day, give a good effort, and be a good role model for people out there. My boys, wow. If they can just take a little bit from what their dad did and understand that, do you go? The problem in our world right now is you got to go to college. Where are you going to college? By junior, the pressure on these kids is so much. The recipe is be who you want to be, do what you want to do, work hard.
Yeah.
And you'll be successful. I say the garbage guy that comes by us, the Ridgewood. Great guy, Robert. Every day he's there. He's there. You know what? Rob makes an unbelievable living, and he has benefits and everything. Awesome. Yeah. You know what I mean? Roger sells bologna for a living. Awesome.
Yeah.
Large does his thing. Awesome.
I don't even know what I do.
But to me, to you, it could be anything. Me, I'm fortunate, man. I've been on a great run, and the only people ask me every day on the way over here, Tyler answered somebody, Dad, this guy's opening a deli. He wants to know what you can give him. I said to him, just be consistent. Show up every day, give a good product, and be kind.
Yeah. Not me, because I'm done going to your fucking place. If Ian walks into your place tomorrow and says, make me a sandwich, he has to have one sandwich while he's there. What's the sandwich that Ian has? And you don't know anything about Ian. He's got the palate of a 14-year-old. So if Ian walks into your sandwich tomorrow, what's the sandwich that you're making him?
I should have made it for you. It's Mom's Chicken Cutlets, fresh mozzarella, Vinny mozzarella out of Lyndhurst, New Jersey, top shelf, okay?
What's the place in Lyndhurst I got to go to? Angelo's?
Yes.
Angelo's or Angelo's? Angelo's. Okay, Angelo's in Lyndhurst. I put that on the list.
Great spicy shrimp, man. I got off the chain. Old school. They got to clean the carpets, but other than that,
Understood.
old school.
Yeah. Throw that
you know
in
what
there.
I mean?
I do. I
It is
know.
stupid good.
Yeah, I look for those carpets, to be honest
And
with
how
you.
I found that is I found Vinny Mutz. This gentleman is awesome. He just makes mozzarella at the time when I first met him. And now, honestly, he brings mozzarella to my store.
Right.
Yeah, we use Vinny mozzarella. at our
So
store.
we're gonna do Mom's homemade chicken cutlets.
Vinny mozzarella. We make our roasted peppers at the store, right? We roast the garlic, unbelievable, olive oil. They're going to take that, arugula, balsamic, we don't call it, people call it pesto. All I do is take fresh basil, mix it with olive oil. That's it. No recipe, salt and pepper. You're getting that on there, arugula, glaze, 100% olive oil, cut it in 3. Go get it.
There it is. That's the Ian
What do you
Becker.
think, Ian?
That's the P&L record.
I want it right now.
There it is.
Ian,
Yeah.
you go in that room that's over there. There's one in the box for you.
Yeah. I will tell you right now, that's something that you got to try. See how it all comes full circle? So we end the show with a couple. Is there anything that you need to plug before we go? Is there anything?
Absolutely not.
Honestly. So Parkwood Deli, just Google the shit out of it. It's on the border of Midland Park and Ridgewood, New Jersey. And it's on a corner. Again, good luck with the parking. And just go in there, and there's not a ton of places I say you go in there and they treat you like family. But unless you hate your family, they go in there and they treat you like family. So let's do the final questions. You do so much good food at your place, but when you break down and decide that you're going to have fast food, what's your go-to fast food order? Where do you go and what do you order? You don't strike me as a guy who does a lot of fast food.
No, my wife would shoot me.
Really? Okay. So I'm right with that. You don't do fast food.
Very, very. I do. The rest of the family, the guy that's sitting around me, no. My other son in Boston College, me and him are tight. We can go to Callahan's, Fort Lee, New Jersey. That's not there anymore. Have a nice hot dog.
Yeah.
Remember that crispy bite?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. How about White Castle's, 95th Street, North Bergen? How you doing? That's good. Get a double cheese. Let them steam it for you. Get some of those French fries in there.
Right.
Don't forget the Pepsi on the way out.
Oh,
right? How you doing?
He knows how it works. Yeah.
That's good. You know?
I will tell you, they just put a White Castle vending machine in some airport. And as much as I do I took my son to go see Monster Fest over in the Meadowlands. And we went there and I'm drinking Tall Boys, the whole deal. We have an Uber. I take it right to White Castle's because Monster Truck, White Castle's in the home, and I smell like a hooker's taint, but it does not matter at all. Yeah. But putting them in a airport is diabolical. Yeah. Absolutely diabolical. So if you gun to your head and you got to go fast food, we're doing cheeseburgers at White Castle's.
Yeah, absolutely. Double cheeseburger steamed.
Okay. Yeah, don't fucking yell at me. It's still my show. If you go, how do you take your eggs?
Like it over easy.
Okay.
Nice.
Perfect.
Little white toast, like Wonder Bread back in the day.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah,
salt and pepper.
Yeah. How do you take your pizza? Do you do toppings? What's the deal for a guy?
Good cheese pizza, little pepperoni. I'm good.
Okay, so for a guy who owns a pizza parlor, you're a cheese pizza or just pepperoni. You're not one of those guys that runs it through the garden.
Nah, everybody likes the chicken bacon ranch, the buffalo chicken. I'm good. Just regular pizza.
How do you order your steak?
Medium rare.
Medium rare guy for steak. If you had to get rid of one forever, what would it be? Chocolate or cheese?
That's tough.
For some people, it's not tough, but I think people who are involved in food, it gets a little tougher for.
That's real tough.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to give her the chocolate because I'm a pizza guy, cheeseburger guy.
Yeah, okay. What's the Tim Duncan of food for you? Not flashy, but consistently puts up big numbers for a long time.
Old school, flashy. Probably, I'm gonna give you a food. I'm gonna give it. I grew up on the Dre's cakes, the Hostess cakes, the Yodel stuff like that. Stupid.
Yes.
Like mom had it on the table all the time.
Right.
All the time. Come in, boom. Old school. If I had to go right now, I'd probably just want straight up awesome cheeseburger. I'd probably do the Big Mac from McDonald's.
Big Mac. Okay. Yeah. But I can tell you when you say Yodels. And every now and again, if I'm in a deli or a bodega more so, that's where I kind of hit some of those things that I haven't had since my youth. Grabbing a Yodel every now and again or a ring ding.
It's hard to see them though. They look so small now.
They stick up smaller.
You get the 3-pack and you're like, where is it?
I thought my hands got bigger, but the fucking products got smaller.
Like my father-in-law loves the Hostess cake with the white drizzle on top.
Yeah, of course.
So if I'm with my wife often, and I'll be like, grab them for your dad. And he's 94 now. God bless him, Bob. And
God bless him.
He's awesome. And our model now to him is he likes his scotch and he likes his Hostess. I'm like, when? He's 94. Let him have it.
Yeah, exactly.
I always buy him a box of Hostess and some scotch, and the sister gives me a little zigs, and I look at my wife. I'm like, 94.
Yeah.
Let him eat it now.
Right.
He's past time. We're good.
That kind of reminds me of Jersey Jerry. Jersey Jerry's grandmother was, I think, severely diabetic and all that stuff. Maybe he was in hospice or something. She comes out. He takes her for a banana split. And she died that night. So he killed his grandmother, but he's no regrets. So I kind of think that's beautiful in a way. What's an overrated food or drink that you think people are convinced that they like, but they really don't? Like sometimes you see these, or is there a food that you won't try? Is there something that you think is overrated in the food world?
Yeah, I think, me personally, I think sushi, raw, like the salmon. And
Not a
stuff
sushi
like that.
guy.
No, that's overrated to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe because my first job when I was 19 was at Clam Casino in Fort Lee. And I had my job was to gut them and clean them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that might have turned me, but my family will have salmon. We go out there, and I'm like, not happening.
Not for you.
I won't even just go to a fish restaurant unless it has a steak on it.
Okay. What's if you could recommend one restaurant anywhere in the world that's not yours, what would it be?
I'm gonna give you two.
Go.
Right, because I knew this was coming.
Okay. So I did give him these questions beforehand. Yes.
So I'm gonna give you the top of the top.
Go ahead.
The creme de la creme. Okay.
Houston's.
Nope.
Okay.
I want you to guess it. It's in Manhattan.
Okay.
It's in the city. Italian. Michelin star restaurant. That's not because that I like it. One, it just lost it to their sister store, and it is.
What is it? I don't know.
You don't know?
Carbone.
Oh, Carbone. Oh, you know what? We spoke about that too.
Carbone to me. Start with the bread. I'm a big go to a restaurant. If I'm going to spend our hard working money, okay, and you're going to hit me with, and as you go out to eat like me a lot, stupid checks after a while. And no disrespect to anybody. Everybody's got to get what they get. I have no problem paying it. But it's me, I'm in the business, so I know. Give me hot bread. Now the goddamn thing is on these menus now, there's like bread basket, $10. Well, what happened to the day where you put it down?
Yeah. Bread service.
Yes, bread service. Yeah. There's a place, I won't say their name, but it's in Waldwick, Italian place. Now, they used to put down, I hope you know it, because we don't want to roast them.
No,
they put down the Reggiano, the olives, and they used to give you bruschetta and the bread, right? Now you go back and I'm like, any chance we can get some of that? We got to charge you $10 now.
Yeah.
All right, I get it for the cheese, but what happened to the bread?
Yeah.
You give me the hot bread. You know what, Lodge, honestly, any restaurant I go, my son will valley to the right, I walk in, first, I love the kid working hard. So it's a young boy, could be your son, could be my son back in the day. He's a high school kid and he's a bus boy. And these waitresses and waiters aren't getting them like they do. First thing I do is, hey, what's your name? Oh, okay, come here, buddy. And I give him a couple bucks.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to ask you for a full glass of water and hot bread. Make the bread hot for the deli guy. Make it hot. And he comes out, and 9 times out of 10, boom, it's steaming. And when it's empty, boom. Carbones, bread basket to the 9s, garlic bread on the bottom, off the chain garlic bread.
They have very good garlic bread. Yeah.
Stupid garlic
I told
bread.
you, went to one in Miami, and I thought it was also very good. I understand New York. I've also been to one in Vegas.
Yeah,
Jeez,
there's
I've been
one in
around.
Vegas too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just there. It's just the olive oil comes, the panelle sliced. It's top shelf, and the food is, the general manager Ricky, the one waiter I always ask for, Mark, top shelf guys, probably the best service out there. And then the other one, you mentioned it before. And I if I have to go to every night, I can go to Houston's restaurant. I know it's a chain. I know people laugh at me. My best of friends ask me, like, you like that place. Okay, give me a place that you can't go 7 days a week. You can't get in it. Okay, you can't get in a place. Never. Okay.
So this is the one you go to, Riverside Square
Mall.
And so it's actually very close to Chef Capon. I had Chef Capon on last week.
No way.
So so the Capon Chop House is right next to it. Relative, that's my son calling me. And so Houston's, and to your point, they line up for it. And that mall is that high-end mall, so there isn't a tremendous amount of foot traffic
Exactly.
there. There are not like thousands of people looking to pick up the new Gucci bag or whatever.
Exactly.
But those restaurants, they all have the higher-end restaurants like Capon's and stuff like that. Houston's tons it there. They do a
But
they
also,
do a ton
too,
of
you
business.
just said Chef Capon just went to that mall. He's to the left. If you're going to Houston's, he's to the left. Beautiful restaurant. Went there. Awesome guy. Met him for the first time. He got in touch with my son. We showed up on a Monday night. Place was packed on a Monday night. Monday nights in a restaurant business, usually a little slower.
Yeah.
Over the chain. The food was top notch. He was so accommodating. Just this kind guy. I finally said to him, sit down, have a glass of wine with us. We hit it off. Just a real good guy. If you really want to go to a new restaurant in New Jersey, go to Capon's, man. If you get to meet chance to meet Josh, and I really didn't know nothing about him. I didn't realize he had the restaurant at Fountain Blue in Vegas. He had some restaurants in the city, but good for him.
He's got his finger in a lot of pots.
Yeah, good. I mean,
he was overwhelming looking at.
I got to watch your show with him on it because he's a good guy.
Yeah, good guy. A little bit of a loudmouth.
That's all right. We all are.
He cried 4 times.
No.
Yeah, in a good way. I mean, loudmouth in a good way. I think I should clear that up. Like, I need loudmouths on the show. That makes the world go around, to be quite honest. Go ahead.
Meet Stu Finer on the show.
Stu,
talk
do you know
about
Stu?
loudmouths.
Stu is, if you don't know Stu, you'll know him when you see him. He's the loudest guy I've ever met.
Really?
And I would kiss him on the mouth. I love Stu.
Awesome.
Probably one of my favorite people in the world.
Nice.
What's your favorite childhood snack? What's your favorite? You seem like you have the Italian in you, but you're mainly German, correct?
Yes, German and Italian. I'm going to give you one.
Give it to me.
I'm going to give my mom a plug here. English muffin pizzas.
Oh, I love fucking English muffin. That's a Tim Duncan too.
Okay, but I'll tell you right now, you got to make them right. Okay, I'm gonna give right now. I'm gonna sell my mom down the river. Okay,
Go.
Take the English muffin, toast it, take it out, butter it. Then you put the sauce.
Wait, hold on a sec. So we're toasting the English muffin, which I agree with 100%.
Yep.
Then you're putting down some salted butter on top of this thing. Okay, keep going.
Mom's tomato sauce, mozzarella, oregano. Forget about back in the day, there was no fresh basil and none of that.
No, it's the shaking the oregano.
Shaking the oregano. Yeah. That's it. In the oven. You can't stop eating them.
Yeah.
Mom, the best, man.
Now I'm going to start buttering my fucking English muffin.
They are.
Pizzas.
And if you eat them and they're soft, that means you didn't toast them enough. So you got to get that little tan on top.
Right.
English muffin pizza is the bomb. And my mom used to make one other thing for me because it brings back memories of talking.
Sure.
How about large? You ever have steakums?
Oh,
If I say that to my wife right now, she'd probably dry vomit. No BS. My wife, she'd be like, "What? What are you eating?"
Canned corned beef, spam. Steakums.
Spam
I did it all. And now I'm saying, I like D'Alessandro's because they're thin slicing the ribeye and they're using the Cooper Sharp and this. Meanwhile, I was eating steakums with fried onions and American cheese on Italian bread like you read about. And by the way, now my life has changed. I'm going to do my English muffin pizzas. I'm going to butter them first, which is exactly what I don't need to do. 30% of my blood is butter at this point. So it's one of those things. So, okay, so we have 2 huge snacks from childhood. What meal do you wish you can get back? What's one thing that's not around? You're never going to have it again, but you really wish you can get that meal back.
Probably my dad's mom used to make pancakes for me. No matter I used to largely work 2 jobs. I came home 3 o'clock, showered, and go to the next job. My Aunt Ginny used to visit a lot. Her husband used to be in the Sealand business, which was traveling with container trucks. But she always found a way to New Jersey where she grew up, and she always stayed at the house, the extra bedroom. People don't do it anymore. People don't stay at people's house to get hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I got on the couch and she used to make me pancakes that were like, I don't know, they just were just unbelievable.
And no one else can do them.
God bless her. She's not around anymore. We miss her. Like she would come to the deli and her line was, "You little shit." So she would come to the deli with her grandma smock on, almost old school, and she used to be in the kitchen trying to help my mom at the deli, where we are now. And she'd be like, say you walked in and she's like, boom, boom, she'd, "You little shit, get out of here." That's what she used to say.
Really, I love that.
And that was just sticking. Then they come back. "Your aunt just called me a little shit. Don't worry about it."
That's just their way. Yeah, it's going to make you pancakes.
So it's probably not flashy for you out there, but if you're out there, just think back one day what the question was, and you'll respect what you can't get anymore.
I know my wife, who sometimes I need to be my mother. She had a neighbor who would never eat peanut butter and jelly from his own mom because their neighbor made it so good. So the mom called up the neighbor and said, "What do you do?" And she's like, "Well, I use this bread and this peanut butter." She's like, "Perfect. How much do you put on this?" So the mom then makes it with all the right, gives it to the son. The son's like, "No, it's still not as good as Mrs. Whatever." She calls the woman back up. She's like, "Well, I probably do 2/3 peanut butter, 1/3 jelly." Like tries it again the following week. Nah, it's just not as good. And so then the next week, she's like, "Do me a favor, can you come over and make the sandwich?" And so the neighbor comes over, makes it in the woman's kitchen, and then leaves. She doesn't tell the son. And then she serves it to the son, and the son's like, "That's it. That's perfect." I don't know what it is. There's just something magical about the way some people make things. Yeah. No one's ever going to make a pancake like your aunt did.
Some people have the nooks. You know what I'm saying? Like if I pass Callahan's right now and pull the car in, now Callahan's ain't there anymore. It's called Hiram's.
Yeah.
So if you pull in Hiram's, she'll stay in the car. I'm like, I'm going to get a burger and a dog, little yoo-hoo.
Yeah.
Little Yoo-hoo.
They also, I think does Hiram's have the root beer on tap? I think they might have their root
Yeah,
beer.
there's like beer on tap. They have it all. And you got your own sauerkraut on the hot dog.
I'll tell you. So we're talking about Hiram's. It's called Hiram's Road Stand. And to Roger's point, it used to be called Callahan's. The same family.
Callahan's, I'm sorry. No,
Go, please.
Callahan's, so if you looked at the building, Callahan's was first, and now Hiram's opened up. They took the overflow from Callahan's. So there was two next to each other.
Okay.
Grew up that way. So that's about Fort Lee. I lived on 37th Street, North Bergen. So we'd make, my mom and dad, make a day trip where to go up there. And then eventually Callahan sold out, and Hiram said, screw it, we're staying. And now they get the whole market.
Okay. I didn't know that. I don't know. Oh, it is a shack, but I could tell you what, they also do a small hero roll, and their Italian sausage, they do it in patties. They just run it through marinara right on the hero roll. That's what they give you.
Yeah.
It's an Italian sausage sandwich. Yeah. Sausage, sauce, bread. That's it. And it is one of my, I'm going to get it on the way home. Yeah. I'll get it now on the way home because I'm thinking about it. Yeah. So it's one of my favorites. So I'm going to close on this. When they put you to death, finally, I can't think of what they're going to put him to death. I think it's a rage crime, probably, right? Like somebody says something about his mother's chicken cutlets and he winds up beating him to death or something like that. So they're going to put you to death at some point. And the night before, you get to choose your meal. The more weird or lavish, the better. Before the deli guy swings off this mortal coil, what's your death row meal?
Here it is, man.
Please.
Here it is.
Buckle up, assholes.
Everybody's going to say, what? A pizza burger. Little French fries, side of onion rings, and a chocolate milkshake.
Chocolate milkshake, pizza burger, and French fries.
That's it, man. That was like my go-to as a young buck, and just kept going. And now on Tuesdays, if you don't know, it's about me. Tuesday I go to Old School. So Mr. and Mr. Giampa, me and my wife will get in the car, and we rotate who picks. So I always pick. My wife always takes me to a Saturday night restaurant, which it's got to be boom, boom, boom. Me and Mr. Giampa, we'll take a diner. We'll take, I picked Hiram's last time. My wife sat there, did not eat.
Oh, really?
It was just horrible. You feel bad,
Yeah.
But that's what we do. So I went to Coach House Diner.
Oh, I know Coach House on 4 also, right?
Yes, right across
from the
Houston there. And
I've had liver and onions in Coach House Diner. It's pretty good. Yeah.
So we had the pizza burger.
Yeah, or maybe it was.
And my wife said, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm not bothering you. Chocolate milkshake, pizza burger, side of fries. I'm good. And chicken noodle soup. Those noodles that those diners have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And that was it. And then she has to get a salad. And everybody gets what they want.
I hate that the diners are going away too.
To the thing,
no more overnight ones. TikTok Diner closes at 10 on some nights now.
Look at the one in our town. Matthew's Diner was the best of the best. And, I know the gentleman, just from going in there. I don't even know his name. I'm sorry. But he's like, they don't go midnight anymore around the clock because I just can't get the help.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So he's not worth it for me. I just close at 8 o'clock.
All right. So this is the deli guy. If you're already following him, unfollow him and follow me, right? I mean, the guy's got a wealth of riches as far as that goes. And he can honestly give all the credit in the world to his son for putting that together. But you got to give a lot of credit to somebody that's been grinding it for 12 hours a day for a couple of decades, pumping out some of Bergen County's finest sandwiches. So make sure if you're ever anywhere in northern New Jersey or beyond, you stop by and see Roger. Make sure you get some free shit from him, and he'll do right by you and your family. Roger, I appreciate you spending time with me, man.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Be safe,
absolutely. 5-star reviews, like, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. Leave questions. We'll try to get to them next time. Thank you so much to Tony's Cajun Kick and Pepsi for the continued support. We'll see you guys next week on You Gotta Try This.